What's up, guys? Want to give my thoughts on UFC 312 last night. Sean Strickland versus Dricus du Plessis. I think that I guess I'll go fight by fights. Jake Matthews won. That was good to see. I fought Jake Matthews about 10 years ago, and it's amazing to see him in the UFC still doing good. So very good for him. Congrats on that. The next fight was the Jimmy Crude fight, and that was a close fight. I thought maybe he pulled it off, but it was a close fight for sure. And then the heavyweights, what is it, Junior Tafa, and then I don't know the Brazilian's name, but he was big. Very big guy, won with the elbow, and great fight. Pretty much a heavyweight fight. You know, first round knockout. Good fight, and a 6'7" is hard to fight for sure. 6'7" guy is definitely hard to fight when you got such a big height disadvantage and you're heavyweight, so you hit hard. So congrats to the Brazilian on getting the win, and then I'll talk more in depth about the co-main and the main event. So Weili versus Tatiana Suarez. Weili is phenomenal. This girl is something special for sure. Just from watching her just last night of how good she was grappling a wrestler of Tatiana's level is honestly was one of the most impressive things I've seen in a while. She has to be so physically strong, like abnormally physically strong, to be able to do some of the stuff she did against a wrestler like that. And obviously we know this she's super physically strong. There's videos of her picking up Francis Ngannou. So abnormal strength and just world-class skill, world-class technique, and been training her whole life. You know, it's amazing to see athletes like her that are that athletic, that physically gifted, but also have 20-something years of training technique and learning martial arts and putting on a show for us. So great performance for her. And then the main event was sloppy back and forth, but du Plessis won the majority of the rounds, and it was a good fight. I think that obviously Sean should have threw more, just like his coaches were saying. His coaches were giving him very good advice, but especially to try to throw the right hand more, try to land the right hand more. And his coaches gave him good advice, telling him, we need to pick it up. You got to go. You're losing right now. All the right things were being said, but, he had a really bad broken nose, it looked like, and several injuries, and we don't know what's going on in there. We don't know how bad things are during the fight, but the nose looked really bad. And it was just a good performance by Dricus. He's just well-rounded. He didn't even go for a takedown. I don't even think he went for one, and just won on the feet by being a little unorthodox, and he's a little sloppy, and he's very unorthodox actually. But it works, and he constantly switches stances, and even when he's not trying to land from an offensive standpoint, he switches stances to make that help him with defense. And that is the future, guys. The majority of these high-level strikers switch stances. Like Alex Pereira doesn't really switch stances, but he's a freak, has freak power, right? But a lot Izzy switches stances, Dricus switches stances, a lot of Max Holloway switches stances. A lot of these elite level strikers switch stances a lot, and it's more of a defensive thing sometimes than offensive thing. Like if they don't want the person to engage with them and come forward, they just switch, step off, and then for 10, 15 seconds, then they'll switch back to the orthodox stance or whatever stance they prefer. Wonder Boy does it. All of these elite level strikers are doing it, and I think as a striker, it is very important for a lot of guys to do that. The up and coming guys, you need to know how to fight both stances. The exceptions are, guys like Pereira who have freak power, but extreme pressure fighters are good with just one stance. But the old school days of telling someone not to switch stances and it's bad technique is just outdated. There's too many guys in the world, including boxing for that matter. Terrence Crawford switches stances. I mean, he's literally top 3 pound for pound best boxers in the world. He switches stances. Switching stances in MMA, honestly is the future, pretty much the present now. Look at a lot of the high level fighters that they do switch. A lot of southpaws don't necessarily switch as much, but a lot of the elite level strikers that are orthodox end up switching. So great job by Drakus on switching stances and using it for defense and for offense and making it work. Good card, guys. Hope you enjoyed the card. I enjoyed it, and if you got any subjects you'd like me to go over or any questions or anything like that, leave a comment below. If you're new to martial arts and you're looking for a gym in your area, get my book, The Ultimate Guide to Choosing Your Martial Arts School and Instructor. Link is in the description. Thank you, guys.